What's up everybody and welcome to the channel. In today's video we're checking out this 2026 Toyota Corolla XSE. This one's finished in the ruby flare. MSRP is $31,500. So this is basically a top trim nearly for the Corolla economy car. One of the most tried and true cars out there. You really can't go wrong with it. So let's go ahead, see what this car is all about. Now underneath the hood we have the simple engine. You can get hybrids in these of course, but this one's just going to get the naturally aspirated 2-liter inline 4-cylinder engine. This is going to make 169 horsepower with 151 pound-feet of torque. It is front-wheel drive with a CVT for the transmission. And then we have a 13.2 gallon fuel tank, 3,100 pounds curb weight, and then 31 miles per gallon in the city with 38 out on the highway. Now for the styling, I think it's a really good looking car. I love the LED headlights. You got the nice running light as well as that turn signal. You're gonna see all this gray trim throughout it, a nice large upper grille as well. So it's got a bold style to it. Really can't complain with just the sharp, aggressive styles. Little fog lights down here as well, and just a really cool look overall. You're gonna see these sleek lines in the hood cutting towards the windshield, and this color, which is a premium paint option, just looks really good for this car. You're gonna see the 18-inch wheels, nice sporty style to them, sharp lines throughout it, and then one body line cutting through the whole side profile. Got the black trim for the side skirt. You got your body color door handles and mirror caps, black trim throughout the side, and then the two-tone roof as well with the sunroof. For the whole side profile, you know, it's a smaller sedan, but it has a good proportion, nice profile overall. Again, it's just a good looking, simple car. You really can't go wrong with it. Simple set of taillights, and I like how they have a connecting bar that kind of has a cool trim design. You're gonna see an integrated spoiler up above, that nice lip, and then a cool looking rear diffuser as well. So again, sporty style to a basic car, just a really nice combo overall. Now for the trunk, you do have a button on the key fob, but you can also press the button right back here, and you're gonna see 13.1 cubic feet of cargo volume. Got a nice large opening in here, flat floor, and then underneath the floor we actually have some good space. You have a spare tire as well as all the equipment. So definitely a roomy small car. You can easily close this. And then for the back, seats fold down pretty much flat. You're gonna see a little bit of a bump though, but still nice opening into the back. And then rear interior, we have a little bit of plastic up here, but a nice padded armrest. And then you can see the nice red stitching with all these red accents. Going ahead and hopping in at 5'11". Only amenities you're gonna see are the 2 USBs. We have an armrest and cup holders. Car seat actually fits back here very well. And I sit here decent. I had to slide the seat forward about 2 inches just to clear the headrest since they don't fold down. But I'm actually sitting here just fine. My head is right at the ceiling though. I mean, again, it's a small economy car, fine enough for kids or shorter people, but about what you would expect for a car like this. Now, heading off to the front, we have a smart key, so I can just easily grab the handle and unlock it. Upper door panel up here is a SofTex material. We have the padded armrest with stitching, nice gloss black and silver trim. All of your controls, and we even have a power driver seat. You're gonna see the trunk release and fuel release over here, and then more of this nice SofTex with all the red accents. Hopping inside, foot on the brake, let's fire it up. Everything turns on. We got the 2 nice screens. You're gonna see cruise control on the right side, some audio controls. We have more audio down here, screen controls as well. There are paddle shifters for the select shift on this CVT. Then we have the windshield wiper stock on the right, turn signals and headlights on the left. Now gauge cluster is what we're used to seeing on pretty much every Toyota. You can go through a lot of information, holding down the OK icon. We can scroll through both of the screens. So we've got a lot of good different things you can change up in here. Nice and simple, shows you everything you're gonna need. We have the interior dimming, one of your air vents, and a softer touch for the entire dashboard. Got more of the soft touch. This does have the JBL system, this faux stitching as well. And then for the screen up here, we have all the basic Toyota information that you're used to seeing on all the cars, different settings and everything. And then going into CarPlay, of course, it's gonna look like what we're used to seeing. So all the normal CarPlay information is gonna come up quite nicely. We also have the backup camera with a pretty HD view, which is a great touch. And with a lot of the Toyotas, I like how with CarPlay, you can actually just tap that to make it completely full screen. So nice, easy way to have it all look good. You're gonna see physical climate controls all down below with your temperature and fan speed. You have your zones. We have 2 different levels of heated seats. We have wireless charging, and then you're gonna even see drive modes and traction control. So that'll pop up right here with a nice depiction for each drive mode. You're gonna get some gloss black storage, and then we have a nice small armrest padded with the stitching as well. A nice glove box. Then let's look at the interior. Nothing really all too new for the Corolla. We've seen this car for quite some time now, but honestly, it just kind of gets the job done. Not a bad place for an affordable price. Got your dome lights, and then just a basic simple mirror. All right, so setting off now in the Corolla. So pedal to the floor, it kind of shifts as if it was a transmission with gears. So it's an interesting CVT the way they have programmed it basically. You can also take manual control, which is interesting to do with the plus or minus on the paddles or the shifter. But normal driving in this is actually a pretty comfortable, normal car to drive. You got really good visibility all around, large windows, you know, not a bad view around this vehicle, no real blind spots or anything. I like the large screen. It is pretty big. It definitely sits very high above the dash, so it is certainly a tablet stuck on. But honestly, with what you have on it, the CarPlay, it all looks really good and has what you need. Same with the gauge cluster. It's a good looking information screen. You hear just a little bit of wind noise, but it's a comfortable seat. Overall, I'm pretty roomy in here. My legs don't feel too cramped or anything. You know, suspension is doing a good job absorbing bumps. When you go into sport mode, it does liven up a little bit. It's a little bit more touchy on the transmission. Steers nice. I mean, again, this is just an economy car. This is kind of a basic vehicle at the end of the day, but you can tell it's built well. It's built just nice. It's a simple, easy car to get used to. There's nothing fancy about it or overboard to just hop in and enjoy driving something that's going to be efficient and affordable to own. So not bad for just kind of normal driving. It's comfortable enough in here with the armrests, decent storage all throughout it. Now, as far as any performance goes, it's obviously not fast. It's no sports car. However, you can get hybrids available for the Corollas, which are going to give you even better MPG and a little bit more of that peppy down-low torque from the EV motor. But even this one, you know, I've been driving around town a lot. I still have almost a full tank of gas, and I've been driving it, I think, 5 days in a row just around town. So I haven't gone far, but I've been using it a lot. And I mean, honestly, it seems like a car you could just drive and drive and drive till the wheels fall off in 300,000 miles. And that's exactly what a Corolla is all about. This is a car that you can just depend on to be transportation. And it is sporty enough, nice enough in here to where it still feels like a pretty new car, even though we have seen the Corolla for many, many years. I'm curious if they're gonna have an update anytime soon, but it's also one of those vehicles that, does it even need an update given it just works the way it is? But nice steering feel too for, again, just kind of normal driving around town. And then as far as build quality goes, again, this is a basic economy car. This bump's pretty big. Nothing that actually is impressive. It's very solid going over big bumps and things like that. So if you want just a nice normal driving economy car that you can get into a nice trim level, I mean, this one really is pretty much top trim with a paid for upgraded paint. The roof is a option as well. The JBL speakers sounds good for my taste. I mean, this has all the extra options, which is a really nice touch. And it's, you know, still in today's price point, a pretty average affordable car. So not a bad way to go for just a good, simple car that you can depend on long term.